Hi everyone, it's 8 p.m. on a Friday night and I just got home from work, but I felt like I really needed to rush this video out because the longer that this issue goes unaddressed, the more threat this person can pose to greater society. And actually, like, what I want to talk about is the TADA driver that tried to run me over. So yeah, please hold for 2x speed because this is going to be a very long story. So I've actually created this diagram to illustrate properly where everything was and how my car park looks so that everyone has a clear understanding of what actually happened. So basically, a car would have to enter from here, this point, follow the flow of traffic here, and then make a U-turn right at the dead end in order to exit from this side. My apartment block, we exit from lift 1. So I was here. This smiley face is me. Not so smiley after that. And I saw that he was already here and he was stationary, but his car was facing against the flow of traffic, which is fine because it's a small car park. But I didn't think too much of it, and in fact I was trying to wave him over, gesture for him to come over, because he would still have to go past lift 1 again in order to exit the car park. And he's all the way at lift 2, and I tried gesturing for like about 10-15 seconds. He didn't see the whole time. He was like trying to look for something or like doing something like in the ground area, like his leg area, so he didn't see. And I was like, you know what, fine, I don't waste his time. I'm scared of pissing people off, so I'm just gonna follow this straight line and enter the car from the door that is closest to me at that point in time, which happened to be the right side of the car, which is the driver's side. And keep in mind, I entered through the passenger seat, like the back row, so it's not like I randomly opened his car door or anything. Like, I did nothing of the sort that is considered weird or out of the ordinary. In fact, you need to remember that there was at least 1 meter gap between his vehicle and the car lot / pillar area. And also remember that the pillar was diagonally in front of the backseat car door. So even if I had fully opened the car door, it would not have touched the pillar. That is the only reason why I went to this side, because there was sufficient space to enter. Okay, so now that I've set the context for what happened before that, I'll get into the conflict part. And okay, so I walked into the car on the right side of the car, and of course, as I always do, I greet him. I say hello, and like I just sit down normally. And then instead of replying to my hello, he suddenly gets very agitated, and he's like, I purposely parked the car so close to the pillar and you still insist on squeezing. It's such a narrow space. Don't you fucking know that you're not supposed to walk there? And I was very taken aback because mind you, this is like 9 something on like a Thursday morning, and like I'm just trying to go to work. So I was like very stunned, and the first thing that I thought to do was to just explain that I didn't know that that's what he wanted me to do. Like, you know, I can't tell because like nothing was said to me, no gestures were made to me, and I knew that no gestures were made to me because the whole time I was trying to gesture to him, there was no eye contact. He wasn't looking at me at all, so I know for a fact he wasn't trying to gesture anything to me. So I was just trying to explain to him like I didn't know, like I'm sorry, like I didn't know he wanted me to get on the left side. And as I explained, like I didn't know, he gets more and more angry at me, and like it's 9 something in the morning. I don't know where you're getting this energy from. But he starts raising his voice at me, and he's like, what's wrong with you people? You're just trying to fucking like break my door or something. Like, obviously the pillar is there, you cannot see, man. It's so narrow, it's so bloody narrow. And like, at this point I was still thinking like, okay, maybe I should de-escalate the situation because I still need to go to work, right? So I tried to joke with him, and what I said in this moment was, "Aiya, uncle, I'm so skinny, even if like I squeeze there, it's okay lah, cause won't hit anything lah. Look at me, I'm so small, huh?" Did not land well. In fact, he got very angry at me for joking, and he was like, "You? Skinny? You're so big. How can you squeeze there? You're like a carpenter." Whatever that means, by the way. So big, how to squeeze there, huh? You where got skinny? And I was like quite taken aback lah, cause mind you, I am a skinny legend. I've been underweight my whole life, which is not a flex, but I'm factually skinny, okay? So then I was like, okay, no, never mind, like I'm just still gonna try and de-escalate one more time. I'm gonna attempt it one more time. So I was like, okay, uncle, no lah, 40 kg, 40 something kg only, like I'm not very big lah, like don't worry. Anyway, your car door is fine, nothing happened. So yeah, never mind lah. Next time you just, if you know that you don't want people to come in from there, you can try to gesture or something lah. He gets more angry. He starts raising his voice at me in the car, and I was very like, I was like holding it in. I was like, oh my god, like is this really happening to me right now? So I just said, uncle, relax ah. Like nothing bad happened in the end. Relax, it's okay. And he goes absolutely off the rails on me the moment I tell him just calm down. He starts shouting at me. He's like, me? Relax? Your one needs to relax. He turns around in the car. Like at this point we are already like up the slope to exit the car park, and we're waiting for the main gate to open. And the main gate takes a while to open. So mind you, I live in a very old estate, so it's a bit slow. And he's trying to get out. He's waiting to get out. And so because he turns around and he starts shouting at me, like I'm obviously in a situation where my life is literally in his hands if I continue to stay in this car, and it's very aggressive and it's straight up verbal abuse at this point. So I just told him in this exact tone, I don't want to deal with this today. I'm gonna exit the vehicle. You can cancel the trip, and I'll just take the MRT. I open the door, I exit, and he's like shouting at me while I'm exiting the vehicle. And so like as the main gate is opening, it's opening very slowly. So like he's like getting very impatient while I'm walking out of the side gate, the pedestrian gate. So I'm almost across the road at this point, and the car gate is like fully open already. Instead of just driving off normally like a normal person, because I told him just cancel the ride, he instead goes crazy on the horn, and this guy's like honking like there's no tomorrow. By the way, I live in a very small and quiet neighborhood where sound travels very well. Like somebody laughing on the roadside right now, I could hear it. This video would pick it up because it's just that quiet here. So can you imagine how noisy it would be if somebody is like honking like there's no tomorrow? At this point in time, like I turn around and I was still frozen. I haven't like walked back towards the estate yet. I just call my mom. I speak down my mom and I'm like, Mom, like there's something crazy going on. I need your help. I'm downstairs. Then I hang up and I'm like walking towards the gate to re-enter. And then as I'm like in front of the main gate, about to like turn to go to the side, like around the car, he speeds up. Like he accelerates and he stops right in front of me. And then I was like, my body was in fight or flight mode then, and it chose fight. So I just stood my ground. And then I just asked him like, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to kill me over like getting on in the wrong side of the car? Like that's crazy. And then he replies, yes, if you don't get out of my way. And then he starts moving his car forward and forward as he's saying that, and it bumps my knees. And then at this moment, my mom is like, she's while this whole thing is happening, she was looking from the balcony. So as he bumped my knees, she had already run down all the way, and she like stopped him lah. Then like I walked to the side of the car because this guy just threatened my life. And then my mom is down already, and she asked me like what's happening. And this whole time I'm trying to explain to her like, you know, this happened because I got on the wrong side of the car, and he got very angry at me, and all I did was try to exit the situation. And while I'm trying to say that, he keeps interrupting me, interjecting and saying she's lying, those are just her words, you're just believing she's living in her own world. And I was like, dude, I'm just trying to go to work, I'm just trying to get to my job, I don't have time for this, I just want to go to work, okay? Why would I pick a fight with you? And like this whole time I'm just like crying and shaking, like I'm visibly like very shaken up by it. Like my hand couldn't hold my phone properly, like I was going to drop my phone, thank God for my wrist strap, because my hand was shaking so much. And I just asked him like, do you have a mother? Do you have a daughter? Do you have a sister? Why do you talk to defenseless women like this? Why do you talk to anyone like this? And his amazing response was, do you have a dog? Because you're being a bitch. And then in that moment, I just told him like, this is motherless behavior lah. Like, you shouldn't act this way. This is clearly motherless behavior. And like obviously like it like irritated him more lah. But I really couldn't help it. Like in that moment, that was what came out. And then he kept bragging about how like, even if you cancel now, I'll still get $2. I'll still earn your money. And I was like, then just go. Just go. Why are you doing this? Why are you making such a commotion if you're still gonna win in the end? I get nothing out of it. You're gonna make my money anyway, so just go. And then I was just like, okay, how about you just apologize and you can leave it all behind. Just apologize. And instead of apologizing, this guy opens the car door and tries to slam like against my mom and I while we are like at the side talking to him, because obviously we're not gonna stand in front of the car already, right? Because he tried to run me over. And then when I'm standing at the side of the car door, he tries to slam both of us. Luckily my mom managed to like hold onto the car handle and push back in that moment, so he wasn't able to do that. And then that's when my mom also got angry lah. She's like, what are you trying to do? This is just unreasonable behavior. So in this moment, like I take my mom's phone and I'm calling the police. Then he just says, oh, sorry to my mom. And then my mom's like, apologize to me for what? You should be apologizing to her. And then he looks at me and he's like, sorry lor, enough or not? And I was like, what the fuck? Like obviously it's not enough. And this whole time, in between everything, he's just calling us a fucking jibai, fucking bitch, fucking dumb fuck whore, that kind of shit. The most degrading language. All because I got on the car on the wrong fucking side. Like, I'm getting tears in my eyes talking about this because like, it's just so unjust. And this is not even the worst part. So after that, my mom's just like, okay, just go. I actually wanted to hold him back so that by the time the police comes, they can like take his statement also. But my mom decided like he's unstable, he needs to leave. So to protect ourselves. So she like gets him to leave everything, and she's like, I know that this is also your job, so like, you know, just leave it and go. Like stop making it even worse, just go. And so he goes, and then my mom like brings me to the side, like we're of the entrance, and she's just consoling me because I was visibly just like losing it. Like I was low-key having a panic attack. Like I was having trouble breathing, and like I was shaking and just like unconsolable. Like I was just crying. And guess what? A few minutes later, he drives back. He makes the conscious decision to come back to harass us. And he not only does he like drive to like the outside of the gate, he parks outside of my house. And thankfully at this point the car gate had fully closed. He comes back, he gets out of his vehicle, and he comes to the front gate, and he starts demanding that I get into his car. And I was just like, are you crazy? I'm not going anywhere with you. And he's like, just get in the car and I'll send you to your destination. I was like, you just tried to run me over. What do you mean? I'm not going to get into any vehicle with you. And my mom is also like, what's wrong with you? Like, why would I let my daughter re-enter a situation like that? Even if she wanted to, I wouldn't let her what. Like, use your brain, why would we let you do that? And then he's like, starts making stuff up saying that, oh, this is discrimination, blah, blah, blah. And then it was so ridiculous. It was genuinely so ridiculous. Because he then tries to say that we lied to him. We said that as long as you apologize, it's fine. And I was like, girl, yeah, if you had apologized without trying to assault us again and coming back to harass us, what do you mean? So then he only leaves when my mom is just like, we're not going anywhere with you. And when he sees me dial 999 again, and as I start the second call with the police, then he starts to walk away. And like I'm just like crying on the phone, and I feel so bad for like the responder. But yeah, so yeah, that's the whole story. Very fun experience. And oh yeah, TADA customer service is ghosting me, so that's great. And then the police came down like after that whole thing, and he had fled the scene already. And they asked me to go to a government hospital to check out my knee, which is fine. I didn't sustain any physical injuries, thank God. But obviously, like mentally, like I don't know if I can ever get into a car that's not driven by someone I know ever again. Like we are so public transport right now. But yeah, it was genuinely like very traumatizing, and the fact that like TADA isn't doing anything about it, and like he's still allowed to just go off and drive and pick up other unknowing riders is crazy. Like I can't imagine it. Like it's genuinely so fucking scary. Like I was genuinely like so fucking scared. I was like, what is this guy trying to do? Like what did I do to deserve it? Literally, I just want to go to work. Like what did I do that's so wrong? Just because I got on the wrong side of the fucking car. Okay, sorry, I didn't want to cry, but like obviously still a very fresh wound because it just happened like yesterday. But yeah, it feels very helpless because TADA isn't doing anything. They just like ghost me. They just tell me they're re-educating him, and then they didn't follow up with me at all. And it's been like 24 hours since, more than 24 hours since like I last heard from them. So it feels like all these ride-hailing apps, right? They don't give a fuck about your safety. They genuinely don't care about your safety. And cars are such a like compact, intimate space and so confined. Like anything could have happened. Like if I had not gotten off the car, right, I don't know what would have happened. And thank God the car was stopped and I had the opportunity to leave. Because can you imagine like if he got angry at me on the highway? Like I keep thinking like what if, and thank God like nothing worse happened. Like it's already very bad, but like it could have been much worse. You know what I mean? So like it's very scary. So like just please be careful, and just know that most of these apps do not care about your safety. So the only one you can count on is yourself and your loved ones. Just try to make sure that you have some form of communication and like somebody on standby whenever you're taking these like private hire rides. So just be careful. Just do everything you can, because at the end of the day, like you don't know what could possibly happen. Like I would not have imagined this ever happening to me, because how do you even fathom this? Now I will insert some clips that I took of the incident. I didn't manage to record everything, but this is what I have.
Her so much. And then you want to
The job's still there. The job's still there.
Just cancel, lor.
I never cancel
You want to
yet.
earn my money, right? Just
I never
cancel.
cancel yet. This is her words. Her words telling you I'm calling him. By my words, I told him this is too narrow on the right side. I'm expecting you to get in from the left side. And she just simply jumping there. How do I know your signal, everything? That's the purpose. I'm
And then after that, I joke with you. I say I skinny ma. That's why I walk this side. Then you get angry at me. You continue to get more and more heated.
That's your words. That's all.
Don't gaslight me.
So they're coming?
No, I'm not. So you can go.
not lah.
Why can you just tried to run me over?
You think after wait. You think after this I would allow her to sit your car, man? You're
Oh my
so
goodness.
heated. You are
You
so
already apologized.
you